It's Lee. It's Lee. Lee Learns. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Lee Learns. I'm Lee, your host, and I hope everybody's doing well, taking care of themselves. Um, yeah, getting towards the end of the year, crazy, gone too quick. All right, so I've had a little bit of absence from here because my father passed away last month, and yeah, still sort of processing that. Actually, the topic of today's topic is actually going to sort of delve into that a little bit, maybe not entirely, but um, yeah, it will a little bit, and we're going to explore it a little bit in future videos. But yeah, so very sudden. Um, yeah, life can be can throw a couple of curveballs at you every now and then. Well, for some people, they get more than a couple, I think. But yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, it's a bit of a shock. I'm still in a bit of shock, but yeah. Anyway, uh, so today the topic is going to be wakes. I think some people might call them funeral receptions. Um, so just using my father's wake, and I think I've been to around about 9 or 10 wakes, like funeral slash wakes. Um, the way they happen here in Australia is it happens after the funeral, and it's more of a celebration of the person's life. But I know that it's different in different cultures, and I just want to find out a little bit about that and yeah, go into it a little bit and just talk a little bit about wakes. Um, I kind of had an interesting um, experience with that the wake, my father's wake. So we held it at a club, and I was talking to the lady behind the bar. So we had it. She was working the bar, and I was talking to her, and just got into talking about started talking about different wakes that they have there, and she said, "Yeah, we have a few," and she was saying that they're just not popular anymore. I guess as popular as a wake can be. So she said something like she had promised 120 people at a previous wake, and only something like 70 something showed up, um, which she attributed to the fact that funerals generally, at least I think most of the ones I've been to anyway, are usually held during the week at odd times. So my father's funeral was held at like 2 p.m. Um, Obviously, people are going to be rushing off to get their kids and whatever else they've got to do, work. Maybe some people have to go back to work. But she was saying that a lot of it has to do with the fact that people can't drive. So, you know, and drink and drive. So, um, well, they can't. They shouldn't drink and drive. But my point is that they can't really go there and sort of. And even though I think it shouldn't be a deterrent for people, um, we did actually have a couple of relatives uh, who said that they wouldn't be participating because they couldn't drink there, even though I thought that was okay. Yeah, I don't know, nothing wrong with turning up and having one beer or even not even drinking at all, as some other people did. But anyway, it seems to be the thing. Um, they're not as popular anymore, I don't think. But at least here in Australia. So um, I'm just going to do a little bit of searching around on here and just see what I can find out. And I think at the end, we might go over maybe some of the etiquette of wakes and get some of my viewpoints on it. But we'll see how we go. All right, so let's have a look here. All right, yep. So wake is a social gathering associated with death held before or after a funeral. Here. All right, a wake, also known as a funeral reception, is an event where close friends and family of the deceased gather to pay their respects to their loved one. Traditionally, a wake referred to the viewing held, okay, before the funeral, but nowadays it's usually held after the funeral or memorial service. I know that some in New Zealand they have the body in the house for a little bit to pay their respects that way. Um, yeah, okay, here's an interesting one. This is what I was going to look up soon about different tradition, like different cultures and different places other than Australia. Irish wakes are a celebration of life, one last party to honour the deceased. The name wake originated because unknown diseases had plagued the countryside, causing some to appear dead. Okay, wake. As the family began to mourn, they would awaken. For this reason, the body is waked in the deceased's home for at least one night. I'd like to sort of find out about this, if this actually still occurs in Irish, in that, if that's still a thing. I've actually got a friend from Ireland. Okay, I'll find out about that. Okay, family could begin the morning they would awaken. For this reason, the body is waked in the deceased home for at least one night. Then people come in and pay their respects. So what's interesting for my situation is my father. They had a little room off the side where you could go see him, and so once did that, um, people could go in and have a look. There was sort of a few people who declined, a few people who were specifically invited, but we also made arrangements to go see him at a funeral home. I think it was a few days before then. So all the family just pretty much insisted on it, um, which I think is pretty good. All right, so in cultures across the world, wakes provide a safe space for tears, laughter, and memories. The term wake is often used interchangeably with visitation or viewing, but a modern day wake allows each individual to mourn in a way that heals their own pain and do it in a setting surrounded by others that love them, mourn the deceased in their own way as well. Yeah, very similar to what we went through. Everybody could just go in, see him when he had the viewing, and we left, not with the viewing at the chapel of the at the funeral, but prior to it, so family could go and sort of talk to him, or cry or. Funeral culture. It seems like hmm, here's something interesting. Just looking at Ireland again, so as they become more diverse, wakes are less common in Irish cities and metropolitan areas, but it's still respected and followed tradition in a majority of the country. Okay, I wonder if that has something to do with it here. Hmm, just click on this for a second. Just trying to see what they sort of have for people who, seeing if there's any eulogy sort of things or um right, yeah, have a look here quickly. This is a UK site. Interesting. It's starting to talk about what you should wear and etiquette, I think. Okay. If um looking for Italian ones because this has popped up a little bit in The Sopranos and things like that. One of my favorite shows. Um, so, well, Italian funerals are characterized by the gravity and mourners are charged with preserving the dignity of the deceased. Some superstitions have endured. A person's soul does not want to leave the earth, and as a result, survivors must perform a number of rituals to help them leave. Okay. Yeah, I remember reading somewhere that in terms of like Italian in their funeral, how they sort of do it, they always wear black. And I remember somebody saying that it's not a happy occasion. Like you don't go back and sort of talk about the time that the person, did something really funny, you know. I remember when he went out and he I don't know, stole a golf cart. Um, Trying to see also about the oh there you go. Yeah, family and friends are chosen as pallbearers, and family may or may not choose to say a few words about the deceased. So, thinking before, we're trying to find eulogy speakers, and no, not Kenwood or Alpine speakers. bit of a bit of a joke there. Oh yeah. Uh, should probably be doing like a thing, go into a little bit about life or death after this down the track somewhere. Wow. Okay. Hmm. All right. So that's very similar in a lot of it, I would say, just from what I'm picking up. But I don't know. I'm curious to know what other people think. Is there any sort of, have any of you been to any funeral that was different? Maybe you've been to a New Zealand funeral where the people have the body in the house for a little bit. Um, Interested to know about that. But I would say for this one, I've learned a lot about pretty much just wake and funeral etiquette. I don't know. I think that for me, I noticed a lot of people don't seem to come around to you as much. Like you go to the funeral, you do all that, and then you go to the wake, and a lot of people don't really. They're sort of over there and they're hiding, and it's like I reckon it should be a thing where people who attend the funeral, that one of them, if you're only attending one, you should at least go and talk to somebody. We had people there who just turned up, didn't say anything to anybody. So I'm like, I don't think that's right. I think that you should at least talk to somebody there, whether it's the person's spouse, or, children, whoever, just to say, listen, yeah, um, I'm paying my respects. And but yeah, that sort of there were a few people that did that, and I thought that was a bit odd. But I think the same thing for the wake. I don't think it should be up to the person to the next of kin to walk around everybody to sort of say, "Hey, thank you for so much for coming. Thanks for honouring my relative's life. Oh my God, thank you." I think you can say that, but I think contact has to be made from those people, from the people attending it, not the relatives. I think that needs to be a thing. I'm not sure if that is. I actually will check that out. It's actually quite interesting to me. All right, hang on a sec. So, wait, etiquette. Oh, there's one for family members. Yeah, okay. Wait, etiquette for what do you call them? Gather participants. Yeah, well, comfort the family of the deceased person. Okay, there you go. This is something there. You should not try to take a shower at the place where the deceased is. Okay. Oh, geez, that's interesting. Um, all right. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what it says. This will be interesting. Okay. It doesn't lay out any rules or anything. It's just sort of telling you yeah, just goes in list of things. What not to bring. What do you bring to a wake? How long should you stay? Thought they were going to give me 5 things. Let's see. Greeting the family. Primary purpose of wake is to offer comfort to the family members. In some cases, there may be a formal receiving line for you to walk through to give your respects, or in a more informal atmosphere, this may involve simply sitting down with the family and sharing condolences and memories. All right, so that's funeral slash wake. Anything interesting down here? The gene's okay, yes. And yes, you can wear your jeans with that's the other jeans that start with a G. Yes, men, women, children, funeral wake etiquette. Oh yeah, all the stuff, punctuality. Um, yeah, here you go. Make sure you go through the receiving line first and speak to each person in it, even if you do not know them well. There you go. I actually remembered that for my grandfather's one. There were people there. Oh, sorry, not my grandfather. I've had my grandfather and my grandmother both go, and I've got one grandfather left. Thinking about my nan, she passed, and um, there were people there that just ignored my mum. That was unreal to me. But eh, sometimes in life, I think we have expectations. It doesn't mean others have to have them. It just seems to be the case. So anyway, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. I appreciate that if you do that for me. I thank you for being here, for watching this video. And yeah, um, please leave a comment. Tell me about your experiences, even if you, what your experiences are at wakes. Have you had anything happen at yours that's interesting, or just share your story? Always like to read people's stories. So yeah. So I'm going to try and put more videos out, but we'll see how we go. I've got another one coming, should be here this week, just before Christmas. Um, yeah. So anyway, I'll leave you to it. Thank you for being here and stay safe, everybody. All right. Bye.